we go. A little Dwayne Bacon to kick us off. What's up, everybody? It's good to see. We've got Greg back. Greg is back on the West Coast, so I'm assuming the internet will crap out in a second.
I'm already starting big. Brian Collins already starting big. Lakers in 5.
God, how dare you? How dare you, Brian?
Yeah.
And Aubrey's here. We're here. We got Aubrey in the Discord, but we also have her in the background. It's good to see.
I'm gonna play mute roulette through this whole thing, so she may make an appearance.
It also, Greg, sounds like you might be swallowing the mic. I don't know. I'm not entirely.
I haven't been on a mic for a while, so is this better?
No, it's not. It's not better.
I'd love if you do the show that way. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, fine.
But we got an exciting show today. Last night we were live for 19 hours while we did the NBA
way
draft.
too long.
Yeah, we had maybe 8 minutes of good content followed by who's that guy? So it was a really good draft breakdown. But we're excited. We're excited today because we had some playoff packs that we're gonna open. We all secure one of those?
Yeah, I did. I forgot I even have that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So we've got those bad boys. But not only that, Justin has forced someone else to sign up for Top Shot. So we're gonna try to figure out what happened. But we're very excited to have a special guest today. We're going to welcome Harrison Faigen from Silver Screen and Roll, the editor-in-chief, Lakers beat writer. I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we're allowing more Lakers talk. But Harrison, welcome to the stream. We're pumped to have you on.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy to help Dustin kind of even this, uneven ratio that he's been telling me about out and bring some Lakers exceptionalism to the stream.
Oh, well, I got to tell you, even though there's only one Laker person here, there's been far more to talk about on the Lakers side of things and the Celtics side of things. So we've gladly just listened.
No, you salary dumped Tristan Thompson today. That's a big move,
I can't tell you how many text threads I'm on that mentioned that in the hour. And they were like, oh, we got Chris Dunn and Bruno Fernando back. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we've got the poor man's version of Marcus Smart now on the roster too with Chris Dunn. Oh, it's not great. It's not great, Celtics Nation.
Yeah, I'll say, though, that even before this massive trade, I've kept Lakers talk alive in a huge way on the show. So I don't think anyone's concerned that there's been a lack of Lakers talk. But now that the trade happened, it's like, oh, great. Dustin's never going to shut up. And guess what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
I feel like we will get into your Top Shot journey, which I believe is like 18 hours old. But before
not even, yeah.
Not even. But before we do, I feel like we do have to start with the trade. I think it would be sacrilegious to showcase this as a Lakers show and then not start with Russell Westbrook ending to LA. Where are we at over there? How are we feeling?
So, I mean, are you asking me? Sorry, I didn't.
Yes.
I don't realize.
They heard me talking up.
So, I actually really like the move. I understand that it's a polarizing one. I understand that there are potential fit issues, especially offensively. Like, is the floor going to be cramped? Russ isn't a great shooter. But I think that this like NBA Twitter idea of what Russ is like this kind of analytically maligned, black hole on offense who can't really do anything. I think to some degree that was true for the first half of his season with the Wizards. He was not good, but he was going through some calf injuries and then he ended up getting hurt again in the playoffs. But that entire second half of the season with the Wizards, he was really good and kind of almost single-handedly pushed them into the playoffs as Bradley Beal was dealing with injuries and, helped them rebound from, they were hit harder by COVID than any team in the league. He's really good. And I think that, obviously he's not what he once was. He's 33 years old, I believe. But for what they gave up, basically they gave up Kyle Kuzma, who's a guy that every Laker fan wanted gone anyway. Montrezl Harrell, who was only going to opt back in to be traded. He wasn't opting back in to stay. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who Lakers fans were like, I understand he was there for the title. And, but he was a guy who, it was between him and Kuz for the guy who caught the most shit on Twitter basically all the time. And it's like, I understand that those guys are good role players. It's decent value. Westbrook is expensive, but his contract's only 2 years. It's better to me than paying for 4 years of Dennis Schroeder at whatever rate he's going to demand. And it seems like he's gone anyway. I don't see why Westbrook, just from an on-court perspective, can't be basically a better version of what Schroeder was for them offensively.
Oh, yeah.
And if it's convincing AD to play the 5, which are, that's all the reports. Every single insider has now reported on this conversation that, AD is more willing to play the 5. The Lakers are proceeding with AD more willing to play the 5. Honestly, that even if Westbrook isn't that good, the trade might be worth it just for that, because that's his best position. That's where he's going to succeed the most. If his kind of rebounding can help them get back out on the break and double down on what was really a strength for them in their title year, I really see this as a good trade. I mean, obviously, it could not work out. It could go up in flames, but I think it was the best of a lot of not great options.
The defense should improve a little bit too, don't you think? Like having Westbrook out there just getting wild. Well, at least rebounding.
The rebounding will help. I think he's a worse defender than Schroeder, but I do wonder, is this finally the situation where he kind of learns to commit a little bit more fundamentally sound, a little bit more within the system on that end. But, also people have been saying that for years and it just doesn't happen. So
it's more in the grouping of it, right? That he can help gobble up some rebounds, which on a whole should help the defense. He's not going to be a lockdown guy. We know that, but he might be able to do some things that improve the defensive rebounding, and it's a one and done for teams on offense.
Yeah, and they were at their best when they won the title out on the break. He will help with that. And so it remains to be seen kind of where he'll hurt and where he'll take away from the team. But I do think that this says something about the Lakers' approach in terms of wanting the most talent possible, figuring the fit out later, not caring that much about the shooting. And I think I think there's something to be said for doubling down on what you're good at and seeing what comes of it.
Yeah, to me, this, like my initial thought was like, this seems pretty low risk, high reward, right? Like, I just don't see a world in which this iteration of the team is worse than when they were rolling out KCP, Kuz, and Harrell. I mean, especially Harrell. Harrell, we've now seen on both Los Angeles teams. You can't play him in the playoffs. So I think that we don't need to do that anymore, right? So go put him on a team where they won't make the playoffs.
I mean, the good news for him is that whether he ends up in Sacramento as part of some expanded 3-team trade like he originally thought he was going to Sacramento, or if he ends up in Washington, either way, he's not going to have to worry about the playoffs. So this is a win for him, like if we're ranking winners of this trade.
Yeah. Harrell wins. I mean, I think they're still going to have to make some moves, and this does hamstring them a little bit. I was listening to, I think it was Zach Lowe today, who was saying that the Buddy deal would have given them more flexibility moving forward, which I understand, but I mean, what you're getting from Russ is just way more of a ceiling than what you're getting from Buddy. And I think you can find like cheaper versions of like that can do Buddy things, both in like buyout and like vets who are trying to win a championship. Hopefully they can do that.
Yeah, I think this is a higher variance move. I think the ceiling is raised, but I think the floor is lower. I think if you get Buddy and you just kind of space the floor around LeBron, we've seen what that looks like, as Zach Lowe was mentioning, and I think he made a decent case for the Hield trade. I still prefer the Russ move, but I think that I'm in the minority, at least among Lakers fans, like on Twitter and in our comment section. And, there's a lot of angry people today, but there's also a lot of, he's a very polarizing player, one of the most polarizing players in the league. And so it's almost fitting that he gets to spend some time on arguably the most polarizing team in the league. Like very few people are neutral on the Lakers. They either hate them or love them.
Yeah, it is pretty funny that, like with Russ, they either decide he's the best player of all time or the worst player of all time. Like there's no one walks away being like, hey, Russ is a pretty good point guard. Like that's
no one thinks he's average. Yes. Yeah.
You can't have that take. It's either, and this happens all the time in the chat. It's like, he's either the best point guard we've ever seen, or he's made every team worse. It's like, guys, he can also just be pretty good. He might be pretty good. But I'm
excited that he said, I mean, who knows, but he said he's committed he wants to win. And I'm probably a sucker, but I do believe that. And I know LeBron he knows his window's closing. If LeBron can secure another title, he really wants to do that, right? For his legacy. So if Russ is saying, I need one to shut people up, AD, just perform at the level that we all know you can, there should be sky's the limit there. And to your point, they'll figure some other shooters around them. And like you said, Mike, they gave up Kuz, Trez that they weren't even playing. KCP, like, he helped us out in the bubble. I'll give him that. But, he wasn't a long-term solution for this team. So I think it's a win, and they'll figure out the rest. I'm excited. And I'm also excited looking way into the future, obviously. A Nets Lakers finals, just from a broadcast standpoint, the ratings, everyone will be going nuts. Twitter will be dominating. and then you get KD, Harden, and Russ
Hey,
in
dude,
the finals.
watch
Holy
your
shit!
watch your mouth.
They
I
all
don't
thought
know.
they'd be back there together, just
Yeah.
maybe not on
On the-
separate
at the
teams.
same
But
time.
yeah,
You know they'll be butting heads on that
Yeah.
in a big way.
Let's all pump the brakes here because Chris
Stop
Dunn,
it.
Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Bruno Fernando, and Jaylen Brown are going to win at least 19 games. Okay, so
That's right,
watch
baby.
out. Yeah.
I know what team they're on.
Yeah.
That's great.
Goodness. Well, yeah, I know we'll end up talking way more about the Lakers, but I think we need to at least explore this brief journey into Top Shot. And Dustin, I don't know like what kind of blackmail, what kind of like force it was like what do you have on Harrison that you were like you need an account and to appear on our show? What needed to happen?
Basically I told him we do we're definitely the vibe. We like to poke a little fun. We like to create. I mean, he probably didn't even notice that video at the beginning, and he was like, "What the hell is this Dwayne Bacon video?" There's a lot more of those to come, but I did mention that. Look, there's the community is pretty awesome, and we can start his Top Shot journey along the way. So I've already sent him one. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up your account.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Again.
Now, Harrison, had you heard of Top Shot before? Was that like in your wheelhouse at all, or?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like earlier this season, it had a moment where I don't know if they had some kind of coordinated press blitz, but it felt like every single like NBA site kind of had like a Top Shot story at one point. And so I definitely read about it. I feel like I understand the basic concept of it. I just did not get on it. And like until Dustin was like, hey, you got to get on here. The community's going to maybe gift you some stuff. You need to do it for the podcast. And I was like, all right, fine. How long can it take to sign up? So I finally did it. But yeah, I have not really gotten to check it out much at all. I basically understand that you're essentially buying highlights and it's NFTs. And you know, I get the basic premise of it. Yes.
Yeah, that window was really funny where every outlet wrote a piece that was like pretty exciting stuff. But will it last? And then that was like, that's how I remember Wendy did one that everybody had one on it. And you're right. It did feel like it had a little moment there.
There's also, I'm going to pull up the account so I could show you what we gifted you. There was people in the chat are saying, did you get the 50 Dapper for new users? I don't know if you did that, Harrison. I also didn't do a referral link, so I didn't get any baller status. I didn't think about any of that stuff in classic Team Hold fashion. But this is, let's see, this is the account here. So here's your account. You now have a 12 collector score.
Wow.
And it's THT. So originally I had said that we were just going to gift you Trez, KCP, and Kuz moments to just have in the collection. But yeah, I thought, you know, it was nice of you to come on, so we got to give you something. So have you I'm not sure if you've seen this moment. Have you seen it? It's actually really good.
No, I have not. Can you click on it there?
Yeah, let's do
I have
it.
to click on it? Okay.
I can pull it up so you can see it. But yeah, everyone's saying what a shocker because I've pumped THT on this show like a million times. So this is the moment. It starts out with this amazing LeBron pass.
And so we're seeing it in slow motion. But okay, here we go. Now we're cooking. It is perfect THT in that his arms just keep going.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
I forgot he dunks it. I thought it was a layup.
Yeah, he really has Michael Jordan and Space Jam arms. It's like if that ending scene was a person, that's kind of THT.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit
audio.
better.
It's pretty nice. And you get Bron in there, right?
Is this the double overtime game against the Pistons?
Well, we can find that out. This is the here it is. I don't know if you could read this. Elite receivers make moves after the catch. Los Angeles Lakers forward THT tracks down and catches a full court feed from LeBron James, then splits a pair of Detroit defenders, gets into the paint, throws down a buzzer-beating one-handed finish at the end of the third quarter, February 6, 2021. So I don't know if did
they lose that game too? Is that one they? Oh, no, there we go.
135, 129. That had to have been double.
Yeah,
right?
Lakers aren't scoring 100.
Yeah.
That was like I think it was like their third overtime game in a week or something. And I remember I was exhausted and I was just like, the guys on Zoom were ready to pass out. I think LeBron said I'm sleepy as shit after that game when he thought his mic was off. So yeah.
His I'm going to put it in the chat here, but it's also his Twitter handle. So
yeah, it's the same thing as what my name is on the screen, I believe. I'm not sure if that's visible to everyone, but I did put it in there.
He really likes Kyle Kuzma. So if you have any Kuz moments, feel free to send him over. He's really heartbroken that he's been traded. So
it's a huge.
I mean, honestly, Look, as a media presence, I really did appreciate Kuz, especially the last year when he just started kind of letting quotes fly like he was Kobe on his retirement tour, just saying whatever, did not care about offending anyone. He implied at one point that Andre Drummond had never had coaching in his entire career, and so like he just was really, he did not get, and actually I should check if there's any like former Pistons coach on the Wizards staff. Is Kuz going to get traded again? I think that's the real question here.
Oh gosh, yeah, the information that was coming out this last week where it was like, yeah, behind the scenes, Kuzma and Schroeder, they like really hated each other. And it was like, well, yeah, I mean, the way that they were playing together, that makes sense. That checks out. The vibes that they were having there towards the end totally checks out.
Also, Dennis is a unique personality, and like you could have, I don't know about the veracity of that report, but you could say ex-player whoever was feuding with Dennis and I would buy it. I mean, he's just as a very iconoclastic personality. He is kind of his way or the highway, and so I would not be surprised if that was true, and I would not be surprised if Kuz's can't put that out there to try and avoid them being in the same trade package somewhere. So you never know with this stuff. Yeah,
smart. Why don't we can get into a little bit of the draft yesterday. So no huge surprise. I mean, there was a few draft pick surprises, I guess, but overall there was no trades. We were watching the whole thing, and it was sort of the Westbrook thing kind of dominated any potential like player trade. We thought, is there Bradley Beal to the Warriors? That didn't happen. And it was mainly what's his name going at 4, right? Suggs not going at 4.
Oh yeah, Barnes going to the Raptors, and Suggs rolling out like a 15 guard lineup that I'm very excited to see. The Magic rolling that out. Yeah, that was did anything for you, Harrison, that like stood out there like, oh wow, that I didn't see that coming, or surprise, any like big shocks for you?
I mean, to be honest, not really, because I wasn't incredibly up on the draft this year, because I just assumed that the Lakers were going to trade the pick, and we were, prepping for free agency and all of that stuff. So I wasn't shocked by anything. I just, I saw that there were a lot of draftnik people whose opinions that I respect talking about, there were, guys falling, like, guys going out of the draft that had either a first or second round talent grade by some metrics and things like that. So I think one of the things that I actually wrote about this today for Silver Screen to Roll with, like, sometimes I feel like people make such a big deal about, like this guy's falling. He made it to the second round and he's just falling way out of the draft. Sometimes those guys are telling teams, don't draft me. I want to end up undrafted. I want to pick my next opportunity, and I won't sign, for the minimum on this like favorable second round pick deal and stuff. So I think that sometimes there are complications there. And just because a guy falls out of the draft does not mean that he was not worthy of a second round pick. It just means that he wants to pick his next spot.
Right. And we actually saw a lot of that too, or not a lot, but there was a ton of like undrafted free agents signings like right away. Right. Because there was who's like the Laker hero y'all picked up, the guy who
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
And Instagram special Ball is Life #1 player Mac McClung, right?
I knew I had heard the name before. I still am not caught up enough. I've been so busy with the Westbrook trade stuff that I just know that I had heard this name. I know the Lakers worked him out, and I guess Instagram. Why is he an Instagram celebrity? You're going to break this news to me.
He's not even an Instagram celebrity. It's just that his highlight reel from like Ball is Life and all those sort of mixtapes, he's just like this 6'5" white dude who can leap out of the building, and he has some insane dunks, and they put together this crazy highlight reel, and it just made the rounds, and he became like a guy that everyone like started to love, and just in the way that Caruso has a fanship.
I was going to say he's like Caruso with hair,
right? Yeah. But this Caruso can dunk for sure. This guy's throwing down windmills though in transition. You know what I mean? He's got some ups. He is the absolute perfect Lakers summer league player to just annoy the shit out of everyone all over Twitter. Like it's such a perfect signing. I'm
absolutely ready to hype this guy. I mean, I'm going to be hyping every single Lakers summer league prospect.
Thank you.
They don't have any, first round picks, any second round picks. We're going to have to pretend like all of these guys are better than they are to boost their trade value. And so, I'm ready to like make the Mac McClung mixtape, top Lakers highlights from summer league MVP Mac McClung.
I've got his highlight here. Let me pull it up. It's amazing.
I was not ready for that. Yeah, that was less good than I'm imagining the Mac McClung highlights are. Probably a little less ups.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
If you are on Lakers Twitter, you know Anthony Irwin, and that is a beautiful Euro step that Harrison captured.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I will never forget that night. We documented Anthony's entire lead up to that game. Like it was Kobe's farewell tour, like shot at black and white video, all this stuff. And, of him drinking margaritas at the bar, and he was marketing it. It's his last pickup game he's ever going to play. And then he ended up, it turns out that when you are drunk and hungover at the same time, it's kind of hard to make layups and play pickup basketball. So that warm up was just a taste of how bad he was in that game. Although he will swear to this day he wasn't that bad, but he was bad.
That's a tough clip. That is a tough clip to live down.
Yeah, it's what my favorite part about it is I did not intend this when I tweeted it out, but it's become like whenever he has a bad take, now people just respond with that, which is why I will never play basketball ever again. But just on the off chance someone will record me and I will have a low light that bad because I'm not good. And so now at this point, for my credibility as a basketball analyst, I just can never, pick up a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it exists, and that's amazing that you have it. So it's hopefully going to be a Top Shot moment at some point, right?
I would buy it. I would pay the Andre Drummond $500,000 or $50,000 or whatever for that one.
Yeah, agreed.
I hate to interject, but a quick update on Harrison's account. This is wild. Look at this.
Whoa, this is nice. Okay, you were right. The community's awesome. Okay, I'm going to get into this now.
First of all, I feel like you're about to complete the Lakers set.
I just need some Mac McClung highlights soon. Like we're gonna like once he's going off in summer league. This is my new guy.
Let's see what we got.
You got a THT, obviously. You got a beef stew.
There we go.
Isaiah Stewart, another THT playoff. Why don't you play some of them, Greg? Can you play that THT playoff moment?
Probably not, but let's try it. See what my internet's doing.
You can do it, Greg.
I don't know.
You can do it.
I don't know.
He's back home. He's back home.
Back.
Remember, it doesn't work.
Come on, Greg.
No. Oh, we got something.
It's going to be hilarious when he crashes all of our internet.
All right. Well, I guess.
Not happening. Not happening for me. But 10 moments. That's super impressive.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And it's early. It's early. That'll go up.
I see the McDonald's Wi-Fi. I appreciate that.
I booted you off, Greg.
Thank you. But we should look in and see who in the community sent these and give them a shout out. I can start digging through
that arm extension.
Yeah.
Right? All right. That's THT.
I know Tea Time sent something. I believe Peter Babayan sent something. There's a handful of
Beef
people
Stew,
in there.
Ben McLemore. We got a Westbrook. This is a nice.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Bang. Bang.
See,
on him.
that we're gonna have one of those games with the Lakers next year. I'm telling you guys. Like, they're gonna be a dangerous fast break team.
Yep.
They are. They're gonna be fun. Gonna be fun.
This is a fun moment too. If you haven't seen this one, this was the wedgie block.
Oh, that was from Top Shot Tesla. Right
oh yes, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, the starters made a big deal about that one. The group formerly known as the starters, No Dunks Inc. I think now.
Yeah, we love No Dunks.
But yeah, got a Zubats, got an AD.
Zubats. Oh, Zubats, my original, G League interview guy. Zubats and I used to know each other pretty well.
Look at this on the Lakers too.
Fun story about him. He got dunked on so hard in his first summer league. His Wikipedia got changed to say that he was dead. And I asked him about it, and this is his first post-game interview, and he just looks at me and he's like, I feel like I did die a little bit.
Oh, poor guy. We love Zubats, man.
That's from A1 Andy. Shout
out to A1 Andy. I appreciate that. That's a throwback.
Well, looks like A1 Andy took a break from selling his moms to give some away. So shout out A1 Andy.
We'll do an AD one as well. Just so
I
see a feel of what this product is. It's pretty cool.
See a Luca in there too. You guys see that?
Yeah. God,
they're trying to give me the future Lakers as well. Luka is gonna. It's like
you see why I wanted him on the show, Mike?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4. We already have some Luka Lakers jersey swaps ready. It's just
Grant
this situation with the Mavericks.
Yeah,
Jason Kidd is probably a double agent. Let's just be real.
Look at that dime.
That is so nice.
Oh my God.
That is so nice.
Hey, sort of a Kristaps highlight. Those are
Sort of.
Do they even
Sort
make?
of,
Do they
yeah.
even make Kristaps top shots? Probably not. I'm guessing.
They have a couple
good moments.
They have a couple, but they aren't fun. They aren't
Yeah.
fun.
There's a Ben. It's not this Ben McLemore one, but it's. I'll just search for it real quick. But it's a Ben McLemore moment. But it's really about the LeBron pass. But they couldn't just name it another one because he has too many. So they had to give McLemore one. So this is the moment. It's in the playoffs. This like insane pass.
Yeah,
That is nice.
But they're like, we'll give it to McLemore as a 3. But it's slow-mo on this part because it's really great.
Yeah. And that's right before they got bounced, right?
Yeah.
I think this was the final game they won, right?
Yeah.
So this was taking the 2-1 lead. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
RIP 2021 Lakers. We never got to see what you could be.
It's true. It's so funny how quickly things change because in February everyone's like, is this the best Lakers team of all time?
Dustin,
Oh wow, you got a LeBron.
Yeah.
You got a LeBron as well.
Wow.
All right.
Can I play that, Greg?
You sure can.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Wow.
Look at Sexton. Gonna get traded to the Knicks.
Wow. Yeah,
Get out.
if Sexton ends up at Boston, we're taking a week off from this.
And he knocks over Kuz to just add insult to
Yes,
injury.
I remember. Okay, now I remember that. Yeah, I remember the knocked over Kuz after the game, like because both him and Kuz were joking about that afterwards.
Yeah.
That's a good take, by the way, too.
Unreal.
I should take that and like tweet out just the video of it and being like LeBron sending Kuz to Washington, like and,
Wow. Yeah, I love it. Well, yeah, that's why we love it. It's all these moments, right? It's so fun to have those.
I also want to say, Harrison, at the moment, and this is a site I haven't been to in a long time. At the moment, you might be the only user on Top Shot with a green profit loss.
Yeah, there you go.
That's your account value.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
All
this
right.
is a site that tells you your account value in real time.
it's coincidentally also my net worth, so that's that's cool that lines up.
Yeah, it mirrors it right away.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got a Kuz. Someone sent you a Kuz. And they sent you a potential. They're speaking it into existence. Potential future Laker.
Oh, is it? Oh, DeMar DeRozan. I don't think you can do it anymore, right?
I don't think he's Chris Haynes reported this morning that is kind of dead in the water because that was only going to happen in a sign and trade, and they can't do that now because Kuz is gone. So
it doesn't make sense anyways. We need 3-point shooting. As much as I would have loved DeMar.
I mean, I could if he was actually willing to take a $20-some million pay cut and take the mid-level, it's good value, but it makes a lot less sense from
a basketball sense, you need to spread it a little bit more. He's going to be 2 inside the 3. Also, does that mean Marc Gasol's going to stay? Because from a big man perspective, he loves to just live out by the 3-point line, which I'm not super thrilled about, but I guess it opens it up.
Yeah, I mean, he's under contract, so unless he retires, he's still set to play next year. Now, there were a lot of kind of whispers and rumors, and, other people have reported this as well last year, that the reason the Lakers, set up that contract the way it did was basically like, hey, we want to give you a 2-year minimum because the second year is kind of like hey, we can't pay you $3 million because of our cap situation, so it's like a goodbye payment on the way out. But, I mean, he could still play. Obviously, the defense didn't really look very good against the Suns in the playoffs. Right. I think that was a kind of team uniquely built to exploit him. I still think that he could have value for this team, but we'll see if he ends up just deciding to retire.
Yeah.
As long as Drummond's not there, I think you're all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if Drummond comes back, I feel like Marc Gasol would retire out of spite. I certainly don't think he's coming back if Drummond returns. But at this point, if Drummond is out in the Instagram comments trying to promote his NFT by, blasting the Lakers coach who defended him at every single media availability, I don't think that he's coming back.
I just I screamed this when it happened and everyone was like, oh, Drummond, baby, Drummond to the Lakers. Listen, LeBron made Dwight Howard incredible. He made JaVale McGee incredible. And then Drummond came in and did nothing. So that says nothing. All you need to know about Andre Drummond. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this story about his NFT thing the other day that I was joking about a couple minutes ago, but he put up this, it's a $50,000 NFT of him in, sort of a Lakers jersey, but not, because that would be illegal. It's like a yellow jersey with some other print across. And, it's $50,000. You get to design a shoe with him and also go to one of his games. But $50,000 was the list price. Somebody put this up on Reddit. It was the current highest bid, 3 weeks later, was $7.87. And the top comment on Reddit was like, I feel like this is going to mirror his free agency and like versus like what he thinks he's getting versus what he.
Yeah.
I think I tweeted about it and it's up to like $500 now. So I feel like Andre Drummond just needs to hire me. Why do a media tour?
At least send you a signed jersey, right? Send you a signed jersey.
Let me design a shoe with him. I'll do it. Like I like Andre. He seems like a nice guy. But yeah, I mean, obviously his year did not go how he was hoping it would go. Or how
Mike called that the whole time. He said this is a terrible move. But at that point, I will admit I was open to anything. We just needed something. So
yeah, I mean, it's pretty low risk
at that point. Yeah, it was fine. I think for what it was, that was not what doomed the team. They were going to win that series had AD not gotten hurt. I'm sorry, any Suns fans in the chat, but I mean that's just what reality was. And Drummond was a part of that. I think that those lineups, the starting lineup was still like a massive plus and plus minus. You know, AD and him had figured out their pairing a little bit. Again, I think, you know, now with Russ here, that doesn't make any sense. You just can't have another non-floor spacer on the floor. I think AD is going to play more center. But, you know, for the team that they had, I think they were making it work. And I think he's caught almost an unfair amount of flack. But, you know, he certainly didn't help himself. And he's not as good as he thinks he is.
I don't blame the Lakers for the move. I don't even blame Drummond for doing it. I blame the people who were like, yes, we got Drummond. Now it's like, no, guys, you don't. It's Drummond. It's Drummond.
3 All-Stars in the starting lineup, you know. Andre Drummond, never forget. He made 2 All-Star games with those terrible Pistons teams.
Never forget. Drummond the All-Star, McGee the Olympian. That's where we are now. There was a question I wanted to throw up by A1 Andy, which I thought would be like a fun transition into free agency, and we can tie it into Top Shot a little bit. But any thoughts on who the Lakers might now go after? And then, because we've seen this where we thought DeRozan was going to the Lakers and we all were like, oh, we should probably get a DeRozan moment then, because if he goes to LA, everyone's going to want him. So like any thoughts of where, and again, with the caveat of don't just go buy something because we say this right now. So everybody be smart about it. But
yeah, this is not financial advice. I will say that. But as far as guys that they might sign, I mean, it is going to be mostly the band of merry minimum. So it's like whoever, you know, is willing to take a pay cut to come try and win a title with LeBron, Russ, and AD. I think that, you know, NBA players, you know, however we all feel and however, you know, outsiders feel about that pairing, like that's 3 All-Stars, and that's guys that guys are going to want to play with. I think that, you know, the name that keeps getting brought up is Rudy Gay. You know, I think that Dwight Howard is a realistic possibility to come back. I mean, we saw with his kind of, you know, messed up, you know, he posted on Twitter that he was returning and then immediately deleted it, and there was some kind of miscommunication there. Like, I think that the team would probably like to make that right. And you know, honestly, I think that would be a great guy for them to come in and add. He's proven the last 2 seasons he's fine coming off the bench behind a center that is either better than him or at least, you know, a different lineup or whatever. And I think that if AD is going to start at the 5, Dwight would be a great guy to bring in for those backup minutes, easy lob target for Russ. You know, I think that would be a really good signing, and a guy that's proven he's willing to play like 15 minutes a game or something at a pretty high level. So I would like, you know, Dwight, I think would be a really good guy to bring back. You know, Rudy Gay, I think is a possibility. I really would be honestly shocked if it's not if Melo is not a Laker. You know, I just feel like LeBron and him have tried so many times, and then the thing kind of worked out in Portland. But that first year that LeBron was there, you know, he tried to get the team to sign Melo openly like 3 times in press conferences. I've never seen anything like it.
Harrison, I have questions.
Because,
okay, I agree. I wanted Melo to come to the Lakers. This was before the rust of it all. And now I'm concerned because he's a 18-foot jump shot guy. Again, not filling the need that we need with the threes. He'll still be scoring off the bench. And maybe it can help us, some of our guys, take a day off, right? Like take a game off. But if he's, I don't know, I guess if you can take him at the vet minimum, you do it for off the bench. But in crunch time, he can't be out on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would even sign with the idea of the expectation of being out on the floor in crunch time. You know, we know that, you know, Russ likes him as well from their time in OKC together. I also think he became a little bit more of a willing 3-point shooter and stepping back behind the arc in Portland, right?
Yeah,
like
he did.
You know, obviously he is still tire fire defensively. That's not going to change at any point soon. And so you definitely have to account for his presence on the floor. You'd probably only really have to play him with those like AD at center lineups because you have someone to kind of backstop behind him. Or I mean,
Totally.
I guess if they got Dwight, that's another guy who could potentially cover for him a little bit in short minutes. So I think you could make it work, but it would have to be with him playing the 4 and really just putting the emphasis on the stretch 4. And, teams aren't going to defend him like he's Ray Allen or something like that. But I do think that as long as he's willing to shoot, that's a guy that could potentially help.
I just want, the only thing I want to push back on is that LeBron tried to get Melo. LeBron was able to get Dwayne Wade to Cleveland, and then out of Cleveland, he somehow got J.R. Smith into the bubble. If LeBron wanted Carmelo there, Carmelo would have been there.
Well, so this was when Magic was in charge of the team, and I think LeBron somewhat passive aggressively very much deferred to the front office that year. But since Magic was ousted and, I guess quit to tweet more and because he didn't like that the NBA wouldn't let him
I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, they're like, no, Magic, you can't break the rules. And he's like, well, never mind. This sucks. I don't want to do this.
Totally.
Like, I can't send tweet congratulations to Ben Simmons after a good game. Well, getting paid millions of dollars sucks now. And so, he left and then, but since Pelinka has taken over, he has been extremely open that they run everything past LeBron and AD. That was not how LeBron was very much like, I'm going to let Rob and Magic kind of take care of that. And he still kind of says like, I'll let Rob take care of it. But I think that's more of like a, if you guys don't like this decision, then that was not me. That was Rob type thing. But Rob is very open in all of his media availabilities that he runs every single thing past LeBron and AD. And they're kind of like the 3-headed GM of the team to some degree, and which makes sense given Rob's background as an agent. He's a guy that kind of knows
player relations. Totally.
He's all about catering to stars and kind of executing on their whims and things like that. So I think that, if LeBron wants it to happen this time, it's a little different than, when Magic was in charge of the team, kind of making the decisions. And there was, I think, a little bit less control there. And they had a lot more young guys that they were trying to get minutes for and things like that. It's just a different situation.
I also think too, like people say, LeBron, GM, they call him, they joke, he's LeBron James. You want him involved in your conversation. Sorry,
totally.
You want him. Yeah, it's I don't care. Let the GM and a player. No, if it's LeBron James, I'm involving him in the conversation because he can help me win a championship. So if he's on board with the idea, then
he's also the greatest tamperer of all time. Players are allowed to tamper. And you can say what you want about him as a basketball player. You have first, second, third, wherever you want to put him, that's fine. He's the greatest tamperer the NBA has ever seen. And so, I think you have to involve him in those kind of discussions because he is friends with almost everyone in the league. So, he's going to be, the report was that he was recruiting DeMar DeRozan before they executed the trade for Russ. So,
incredible.
he would, I'm sure that he, honestly, most of these guys are probably agreed to. I mean, Brian Windhorst said I think he said half the league has agreed to these deals or whatever on some podcast last week or whatever. Yeah. And, most of this stuff is probably done and we're just waiting to hear about it because of the NBA's kind of arcane tampering rules in the social media era.
Well, that's what they said with the Westbrook thing, right? They were out at dinner last week, apparently, and they agreed upon it, say, all right, let's do this. I mean, who knows if it's true, but we saw the tweet from someone who 3 days ago tweeted out, hey, they're at dinner together at Nobu. And it said Russ
and that's like a second dinner because they reportedly they had the dinner at LeBron's house too. So I mean, this has been, there have been whispers about this for weeks that it was getting closer and closer. And I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm just honestly surprised that it happened now because I really thought that this was going to be like a late August move. Beal gets back, demands a trade, so I honestly am thankful that they just got it done because it means that I can take a vacation after free agency instead of being on Russ watch. So this is great.
What do you think happens with Beal?
I think he's going to stay. All the reporting is that he's going to stay. And, the funniest part of this to me, and I mentioned this on our podcast last night, was that all the Wizards have his full bird rights. They can pay him whatever they want. There's no cap restrictions being like, oh, you can't offer Beal the super max or whatever. I mean, they have to, I don't think they're allowed to offer it yet, but they can offer the super max and go over the cap to sign that. That's their own guy. There's no rules against that. But all the reporting was like, oh, now the Wizards can afford to do this. And it's like, wait a second. They were allowed to do that anyway. It's just their own budgetary constraints that are keeping them from doing that. That's like those reports are basically calling Ted Leonsis a cheap ass. And I just thought that was very funny. They're like, well, now that we got Westbrook's contract out of here, now they can actually afford to pay Beal this thing they could have paid him anyway.
Yeah. Right. I don't understand a lot of what's happening over there where it's like, finally we can build around Beal. And I was like, what have you guys been doing? What were you doing the last few years? You can't
they were building around Scott Brooks the last 5 years.
Scott Brooks and Davis Bertans, baby. That's how we build up. I just like, if I'm Washington, I understand Beal is a great name. He's loyal to DC. Everyone's like, it's nice to have him there. I get that. But if I'm Washington ownership and management, you don't have any ceiling anytime soon, right? And if you're ever going to make that move, you would do it now. So it's just surprising to me that it seems like they're just going to run it back and start over with Beal, Rui, and Denny.
Trez.
Well,
Trez.
So Trez, Kuz, don't forget like their new second star, Kyle Kuzma. I think honestly, putting my tinfoil hat on for a second, Beal's what?
Shout out
He's in his
Jeb Bush.
late. Yeah.
That's what
late,
just so you know, Harrison, sorry to interrupt.
Hey, everyone.
I love that you guys have a video ready for this. That's incredible. How often are you guys talking about tinfoil hat theories on here?
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, we have a tinfoil Tuesday, and
there you go. Okay.
Actually, Jeb Bush, who you see in
right
in the comments. That's
right
his bit. That's him. And he even has a section in our Discord called Actually Jeb Bush, and it's all about these conspiracy tinfoil hats. So
yes,
I am
to the right place. I am calling the Wizards broke boys, to be clear. That was absolutely a shot at them. So I think that, look, Beal's like what? I think like around 28, conspiracy theory, like he's with Dame right now, right? And Dame's probably telling him, he's like, no, this is great. You can like be beloved. You can say that you're not going to run from the grind. You want to build your own team. And then you just sign the Supermax, and then you wait until it hasn't even kicked in yet. And then you start flirting with the trade demand, and then you can get traded wherever you want to go with 4 years left, and you got your payday. I think
I can absolutely see that. I can totally see that.
Doesn't care about I don't want to say doesn't care about winning, but just doesn't care about like competing for titles and enjoys the low pressure environment, or he just knows that, we just saw what Harden did. We saw what, Lillard is about to do. You can sign that Supermax and then just apparently just demand a trade before it even kicks in, or like flirt with say that you're considering demanding a trade.
They're talking about Ben Simmons
sort of demanding a trade.
Probably going to get traded. And he has still a huge contract. I mean, they're still working. It doesn't matter. You can sign a deal and still get moved.
Yeah, exactly. And he can hire Rich Paul and get to the Lakers in 2 years if he signs that, that Supermax with Luka,
I love it. Keep it going, Harrison. Keep it going.
This is making me nervous for when after Tatum and Brown get their big deals. This is all I'm seeing right now.
I feel like
we
one of
already
those guys
have
is going to
Tatum
move, right?
Lakers jersey swaps ready as well.
Yes.
That's
he's a huge Kobe guy. That's coming at some point, right?
At some point you have to go to a real franchise and try to win. So it's just I know Boston won a bunch of titles playing against accountants, but it's just they're.
Hey, listen, half of your titles belong in Minnesota, so I don't even know how you claim them, okay?
Technically, the Celtics are the Clippers. They did like a franchise trade at some point. So, yeah, we actually might do a story on that.
Honestly, no, God. And listen, and we can't disparage the Celtics too much, because who's better at coming second place in the Eastern Conference than the Boston Celtics? We love losing Eastern Conference Finals.
The undisputed almost Eastern Conference champions.
Absolutely. We can do it in the watered down church league each and every year. So.
I've got a question. So summer league's coming up. Harrison, are you going to be out there to cover it?
I am not. I don't know if we're actually I don't think that my company is like approved travel for people yet. And so I honestly, with the Lakers not having a first round pick, like they weren't going to send me out there anyway. And like with the rise of Zoom, for someone like me that's not a traditional beat reporter, it doesn't make a gigantic difference to not be there.
Got it.
Being there, if we have the Zoom access anyway, I have questions that I ask, but I'm more of an observer of the team than someone that is like a, day-to-day beat reporter that's asking questions in every single scrum and stuff.
Yeah,
so
we don't cover any of that, and we're going. So just so you know.
But you don't have to write about the games. That's the difference. So I'm debating, do I want my ergonomic keyboard and like sitting at home, or do I want to drive out to Vegas?
You got to come
pandemic,
out.
And then I considered it, but I think this year I'm not going to make it, which is actually a bummer because I've been to the last 4. This is going to break a streak for me. But my wife and I just decided to not do it this year.
No, it makes all of the sense in the world. Yeah. And when we planned the trip, things were looking great, and now we're just gonna squeak this baby in before it feels like.
It's definitely that. It was 2 months ago. Hey, let's do it. Things are gonna get better. This is gonna be awesome. It'll be fun. We have a bunch of people from the community going out. Like it's still going to be a lot of fun, but yeah, it's gotten a lot dicier.
Yeah.
So, but we're going only at the beginning. So we'll be there Saturday, do a little meetup, hang out with the people out there, all the crew, all the community, and then Sunday go to the games. Monday maybe go to some of the games, and then head back. That's sort of our plan. So it's a quick one. We're not going to be out there in ways that you might have to stay there for 10 days, which is insane.
Yeah,
I actually have twice stayed for the entire time, which is like, that is too long to spend in Vegas, even for someone that isn't really a drinker, you know, like whatever, like that. It's just the heat and just being out there. There's like a sense of deja vu that starts to overtake everything. And, you know, it's just, I cannot not recommend that enough. But the first weekend is always awesome. And that's why, honestly, that's the best weekend to go, is because you can see the most teams. You can see the most, like, you know, of these like top picks and stuff like that. You can walk from one gym to the other. It's awesome. It's a great event. And like, I am going to miss going this year, genuinely. You guys are making me regret this decision more. Like, I may put in for like a work trip and like try and fight through. Like,
one day, maybe Sunday.
I'm talking about it now, and I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I can't.
Sunday fun day, baby. Let's go. Lakers are closing out the night too. I think they're the final game of Sunday night.
They're always the final game of the night because they want to get the biggest crowd in there for those early games. Like Laker fans fighting for seats in the first game.
Just wait.
Like, take it over. Yeah.
Mac McClung highlights.
I gotta go for Mac McClung highlights now at this point.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Well, I think do we start ripping some of these packs so you can see the pack experience, because I want to make sure we're conscious of time and we don't keep you hostage. Like I believe someone in the chat says it feels like we've kept Greg hostage. Yeah, here we go. He looks like a hostage as we've talked to. Just deep dive in the basketball streets. Greg, how are we doing over there?
The second half of the show is we were going to talk about the MLB trade deadline, right?
yeah.
I'm just waiting for that.
Well, Harrison, so Greg is jokingly, he's a casual basketball fan. He's super into Top Shot and loves it, but he's not deep in the streets as we are with all of this stuff. But when it comes to baseball, oh man, he can dive into it. Are you a huge baseball guy?
I'm the exact opposite. So I like, I enjoy going to baseball games, but like we just went to go see the Angels and Shohei Ohtani a couple weeks ago. That was really fun. So like, I enjoy the experience of going to baseball games, and it's just like, it's the most relaxed sport that it's like, not other than golf or whatever. But I enjoy going to those games. It's a fun experience, but I cannot watch like 180 games of baseball or something like that. Yeah.
No, I'm just putting in the work now so I can drag these two idiots to the baseball talk when that happens. When we get a baseball expert on the show.
Well, you know what happened, Harrison, too? That Greg and I were doing a show, and he said, "Did you know that Pujols is a Dodger?" And I said, "No, he's not." And he said, "Yeah, he got traded to or they picked him up or whatever." And I didn't realize that. I found that in the moment, and he'd been on the team for like 3 days already. That's how far removed I was from
even it. I knew that he was a Dodger, but that's just because like half my coworkers are Dodgers fans. So
it took me a while. Did not believe it at first. But it was.
What would you call it? Who's like the Albert Pujols comp in the NBA? Like past their prime, but like super well respected, and probably this is their last.
Carmelo Anthony.
I think Carmelo. So it'd be like Carmelo getting traded to the Lakers mid-season.
Pujols is probably better than Carmelo, though, right?
Probably more legendary. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he's top 5 in a lot of power numbers, I think. So yeah,
I don't know that there is a good comp because like a lot of the guys of that level in the NBA don't like stick around and become a role player normally. Like the closest thing is Vince Carter, but I don't even know if he was ever like a top 5 player.
That's why I said Melo, at least from scoring. Like he was at the top 10 scoring.
Yeah,
right?
But it's got to be Melo or Vince Carter. Like
I like the Vince.
Probably.
I actually like the Vince comparison. So yeah, it'd be like if Vince Carter got traded to the Lakers mid-season. And you didn't know about it for 3 days.
Yes, yeah. So that's what happened. It was funny. We're gonna get into the pack, but do you also have any? Do you have any guys that you're looking forward to in summer league from any of the players that are in their second year? Because that's another thing that we've tried to look at from a Top Shot perspective is any guys that we think might pop off in their second year, so you can get ahead of the curve. I think Mike, who did you call out? You called it a couple of players too. When we were
my goodness! Now I forget already. I really like
Beef Stew.
Yeah,
Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, I like Isaiah Stewart a lot. I really like. Oh man, I had so many good ones, and now I mentioned
Okoro. I mentioned RJ Hampton. Those are two that I like. And the reason being, Harrison, is like they've been overlooked, but they finished the end of the season strong. They'll probably be there for summer league. You can grab their Top Shot debut, is what it is, like a rookie card at a cheap enough price. Oh, Poku was one. Yeah, that was another one. Are there any guys?
Poku was a good one. That's a good call out. Like he's gonna be elite summer league highlights for sure.
honestly, the whole Thunder team. I feel like the Thunder team and their 72 picks will show up together.
I would have been really excited for Onyeka Okongwu, but he has
Yeah,
now
same.
had that surgery, and now he's going to be out for a while. But I would have been excited for his because he probably would have played summer league, but he actually showed some stuff in the playoffs. So that would have been the type of guy that I think could have really had a coming out party in Vegas. Although I mean, I guess guys like him that are defensive specialists don't generally shine in summer league, but he would have had some cool blocks.
I think this was an opportunity. I honestly, turn your headphones down just for a second, but this is what's just about to happen. There's so much context and not enough time, but there's the door report. Sadiq Bey. I feel like the whole Pistons team, I think, is
Sadiq Bey is a good one. I like that. I do like Lou Dort just in general, but Okoro. I'm getting pretty bullish on Okoro. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the Thunder are going to be basically like the 2017 Warriors of Summer League, I assume. Like, they're just going to have, I guess they actually haven't used those picks yet, so maybe not. But, you'd think that they'd get good undrafted guys and good, like, those types of guys that figured they actually might make the parent roster and stuff like that and have a real shot there.
Right, they're going to make like the Rising Star team most likely because they're going to be playing 30 minutes a game.
Yeah. When they load manage Lou Dort and like sit Shea for like 7 months of the season,
That's right. I just heard that the Shea injury is still a thing. I thought for sure the Thunder were just like, he's really hurt, he can't play anymore. But it does seem like he's still dinged up, which is a bummer. I love Shea.
I hope he's all right. I really hope that was just them doing some chicanery to try and move up in the draft and not actually a serious thing because he's a great player.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the one that I was excited about. Keir Lewis Jr. from the Pelicans. If Lonzo goes, I'm just excited for.
And Jordan Nwora, right? Jordan Nwora.
No, I'm not. No, I don't. We can't do the Jordan Nwora stuff. We can't. I can't do it again today.
And LiAngelo Ball, get in now.
Oh, yeah.
Before LaMelo makes him an NBA superstar. LeVar has tried to speak this into existence for a while. Maybe LiAngelo will play Summer League just to play with his brother.
He's 100% playing Summer League, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be there.
I mean, he won Rookie of the Year. Usually those guys don't play Summer League, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. LiAngelo, not LaMelo. LiAngelo.
LiAngelo that's what they signed him for. They did not sign him to the regular roster. They signed him... It's like got to be the only intro press conference for a Summer League signing anyone has ever done. But
and there's no doubt in my mind that he's getting up the most shots, too. Yeah. Like, he's going to have the green light.
He's gonna.
I'm telling you, LaMelo is a bad brother if he doesn't play in Summer League and try to set up LiAngelo to make the roster.
Yeah, get him a contract.
He might get out there like a game or two and then just sit it out.
Lonzo's going to sign with the Hornets too, and then like actually play in Summer League despite being like in his like 5th or 6th year.
I love it. It's like the new American 3-on-3 team.
They just Olympics. Like win the championship. Like they outscore every team by 30. As LeVar just like gesticulates courtside, just flexes the whole time.
Right next to Jordan. We have him right next to Jordan.
Yeah.
He's just looking at Jordan. Just Jordan just like staring dead into space, just like hungover, fed up with this.
Yeah.
As LeVar just celebrates his the ball boys winning a Summer League title.
It would be the ultimate Top Shot moment to just see like Lonzo whip a pass cross court to LaMelo, who then throws it up to LiAngelo, and then we get a slow-mo reaction of LeVar just losing his mind. Right,
just doing like MJ. Cartwheels courtside or something, like.
Oh man! All right, let's rip these things so you can see the pack experience. We've got 3 of these playoff packs. So the moments that we're getting, wow, look at this. You just wanted to show off and show all those. Yeah, now we're showing completed sets over there. Jesus.
Sorry.
But so the packs that we had today that has one moment from, I believe, the finals, one moment from an earlier round series, I think a first round series maybe, and then just like a random base moment, a common moment from the season. So
we should back up and say these packs are not easy to get. They've come a long way, but in the time that you probably heard of Top Shot, Harrison, this was like madness.
I heard it was like harder than getting like a PS5 or something at the beginning. Like
it was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Top Shot, to their credit, has come a long way in making sure that it's a bit more fair and that people who don't often get packs can sometimes get packs, and just the odds are a little bit better. But it's still crazy. You're not necessarily guaranteed a pack. Certainly,
I mean, from what I read, they just didn't expect it to get so popular so quickly. They just almost were not ready for. They're like, we like this product, and then people were like, we like this more than you even do, and they had to catch up.
That's exactly what happened.
It is you as a new user. You're eligible to purchase. They have like a common base pack in there that if you haven't bought a pack at all, you're a new user, you can go in and get it where no one else can, which is kind of cool. And you can.
Since your account value is now $83.
You're up to 16 moments now.
Certainly afford
All right.
it.
I see a PJ
Shout out
Washington.
to everyone in the chat. Seriously, I appreciate that. That's really kind of you guys.
Let's go ahead and get into this so you can see what it looks like. See the fun and excitement.
And the tunes. Good job. Look at you. Shared the audio first try.
So typically what I would do is hit this button and just reveal all of them at once.
Relax.
But it just pisses off everybody in the comments and on the show.
It's just bad content. It's bad content.
So I'm gonna roll. We go middle out.
Yeah, where is your sense of drama? Come on. Like you gotta
All right, we're going middle out. Nick. D-Rose.
Derek Rose. There we go.
Nice play. Got a car in the background.
We get some Greg internet right here.
Oh, it's good for me. How's that for you guys?
It's
gonna be better than mine. Spoiler alert.
A nice little up and under.
Did the Knicks park a car behind their basket? What is going?
So, all the sponsors, right? Which is why we sort of love these moments, because one day there's not going to be cars in arenas like that.
Right.
Yeah. No. I mean that will make it more rare.
So this is not a good serial number. This is a healthy one. 38,000 out of 40K. Not great.
Okay.
Where do you want to go next, Harrison? Dealer's choice, left or right?
Let's go right.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's
Is this
pretty
Mello?
good. Mello. Future Laker.
That's fun. Future Laker.
See, hitting threes.
He shoots threes now. There you go.
Right.
Stretch floor.
Stretch four.
Or maybe they'll tell AD that Melo's playing center just to convince him to make the lineup work. Like they're like, no, you're gonna guard the center, but Melo is the center.
I love it. Let me see what the. Oh, I guess I can't do it here. I wanted to read the notes. All right, last one. Here we go. 3-pointer Bucks.
Ooh, Drew.
Holiday. UCLA. Drink. Look at that rip. Look at that rip. Get off me.
Man, that is nice.
Step back. That's just demoralizing. If I'm Devin Booker, I'm pissed at that entire play. I got ripped, and he just busted a three on me.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Like that is a two-way disrespectful play. Like not only did he steal it, but then he bumps him off and then takes the three right in his face.
Yeah, and now they're on the same team.
I also think I saw Cowboy here. You know the Cowboy guy who sits courtside.
Oh, they have a Cowboy guy?
He sits at all of the high-profile games.
Oh, Jimmy Goldstein.
Yes, thank you.
It's funny that you call him the cow. He's like a fashion designer.
He always has a cowboy hat on.
Yeah,
you can see
and lots of sequins.
Yes, correct. You'll know he sits courtside at a lot of big. Right, is that right there? See, I saw him. He was in the bottom there. Anyways,
all right, that's nice.
He looks sort of like an old witch. He's got the long
I promise.
hair.
Once you see him, you'll consistently see him, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah. He's at all the big NBA games, and this also gets a championship badge, which is nice.
I think it's a different cowboy, Neil Diamond Hands. All right, excellent stuff. Hey, I think Greg, do you want to pull up yours next? Or are you holding your pack, Greg?
No, I'm here to open. I don't hold packs. What are you talking about?
All right, so while you set that up, Top Shot Tesla had a question. Harrison, do you collect anything? Do you collect by cardboard? They mean like actual cards or any memorabilia?
I was a huge Pokemon card collector as a kid, like everyone I think of my generation was. I don't have any of them anymore, and they'd actually be really bad. I think my brother actually has them and is selling them, but he claims they're his. So, and I have no way to prove they were mine. I used to collect Star Wars action figures as a kid, bobbleheads. And then now probably the biggest thing that I collect is PlayStation trophies. I'm an addict to those. So I'm constantly trophy hunting.
Nice.
But yeah, that's probably the biggest digital collectible for me.
Yeah.
You're the perfect equation of someone who would love Top Shot. Not only do you have digital collectibles, you're in that zone.
I mean, honestly, watching it now, I kind of get it. I understand the appeal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Your brother can never claim that your Top Shot moments are his because
That's true. I own these. Like
blockchain receipts.
Once you start clicking in and watching some of them, and then you go to the marketplace and say, "Oh, I remember that game. That was pretty awesome," and it's a few bucks, and you add it to your collection, it just becomes fun, and it's a slippery slope diving into this, but it's so much fun.
It is. It's so fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like all roads lead to divorce for me here. So thank you for that, guys. Like
we're all just skirting by over here.
Totally. Yep.
All right, Greg. Here we go. Let's figure out if you know who these players are.
I guarantee I'll know one of the three. Here we go. I'm not even going to try the music. It's going to just...
That's fair.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right.
What are we doing?
I'm typically a middle out guy, but you just did that, so I'm going to go right to left.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, look at that.
14-13. Royce O'Neal.
Greg, thoughts on the play?
It looks like a decent dunk, like a well-oiled machine at least. But I will say that that serial are the first 4 digits of my phone number. So.
Oh wow! So chat, go to town. You can have Greg's phone number by the end of the night.
That's meaningful to me. All right, next up.
Great play. You know what? I'll pull it up in your collection after, and we can watch them.
It's a TSD. So I don't know if you explained the badges. I know the championship badge. This one means that this is the first moment on the site for Mr. Royce O'Neal. In theory, as this goes on and is 10, 20 years old, you'll look back and see these badges for when a player first appeared. And what we like to say is that the rookies obviously get additional badges, but in the future, only rookies will get Top Shot debuts. So this is kind of like the spiritual rookie card. Symbol.
Oh, okay. Yeah, players. I think I get it. So like for guys that are middle of their career when Top Shot debuted, like it's sort of like their rookie thing.
Yes.
Although I bet they'll have like, flashbacks or like, retro.
Yeah, they are actually. They have a series called Run It Back, and it's for the year. They put a Laker legend, Steve Nash, in the Run It Back series.
Oh, God. So, why would they do that? Why would they be one of the first ones?
They do it by a year. So they did like all the Run It Backs were from like 2004 or whatever. So like even like Paul Pierce is a net. And Kevin Garnett is a net, so it's like it's based on what year of game or of.
But there's a new Run It Back coming back this summer. There's a new pack that they're going to do. I don't know if they've narrowed in on the year, but we're all super excited about getting some sort of throwback, some sort of Vince Carter dunk. We should show his moment after this too because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Greg, just as a pro tip, like I know you shouted out the phone number thing. Like I would say, if one of them is the first, like the last 4 digits of your social, like don't shout that one out, or like just be like, actually, fun fact, these are the last 4 digits of my social security number.
I'm definitely going to collect my social when it gets.
Or if you get the 3 numbers on the back of your debit card, it's like,
oh yeah, that too.
That's like, this is my PIN for my debit card.
All right.
Let's see if that comes true, baby. Here we go.
Oh man.
Ooh.
There we go.
Playoffs.
Look at those handles.
No, we can't actually, Greg. We can't look at these handles.
I'm gonna pull it up and play it after Greg opens his pack.
For the record, I can't see it either.
Oh, okay.
It's not even trying. So this is the playoff. This is the finals moment then.
Yep, that's the finals one.
No badge for CP3.
Which would have been a lot cooler.
Have you tried not hooking into your phone's Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
All right, last and probably least. Here we go.
Bingo.
Oh, okay. Low serial again.
Bradley Beal with you.
Another future Laker.
Future Laker. You get it. See, it's like he's been on the show before, guys.
Yeah, it's either every moment is future Laker or former Laker.
I mean, if it's a good player, they are a future Laker. You can't prove that they will not be a future Laker.
It's true. That's true. All right, Greg,
I'll take this. Feels like a W.
Yeah, I'm booting it off, Greg, so we can see the plays. This was the Royce O'Neal one.
Because I am curious about the. Oh, that's nice. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
Ho hum. I am curious what the Chris Paul one looks like.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that one for last. We'll do Bradley Beal.
It's like probably him faking an injury and then like trying to injure someone else in the process.
Look at that little spin around 2 defenders. That was nice.
Okay, first of all, I tried. You can check the tape. I tried Firefox. Dunked on me for using Firefox.
I definitely did. I will admit that was me. I'll full screen the CP3 one.
Here we go.
On Giannis. Ooh.
That is, come on. That is nice. You know what's incredible? That it was 2 great moves, and he still had to take like a very tough fadeaway jumper to get that over Giannis. Any other player, that's a layup, right?
Great
He
call.
just goes right by him.
Yeah.
But Giannis is so damn long.
I was thinking the same thing.
Got a Kaminsky sighting too.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God we got Frank the Tank in there.
Yeah, I think that just like raised the value by like a couple bucks at least.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Especially in the Wisconsin market. All right, here we go. This is the last pack of the night. Let's see what we got here. I don't even know what I'm rooting for in this. I'm sure the chat would say root for Bucks since those will be worth more, right?
Yeah, get a badge. You love badges, right?
No, you got to root for Westbrook. I'm telling you, his value is about to go up. Although this is not financial advice.
That's right, not financial advice. Can you hear the music or no?
No,
I cannot.
Can't remember. All right, let me turn. I'm just going to turn it off on my end then. All right, here we go. We're going to start right to left. Oh gosh, is this Kristaps? Luka,
future Laker.
Luka.
Future Laker.
Future Celtic.
I love that layup or that 3-point shot. It's so casual, off one
He-
foot. Terrible.
He is ridiculous.
Yeah, no one in their right mind would say you should take a jump shot like that, and it's
No. And you know what? Rick Carlisle might have said that, and he's no longer there. So that's what happened.
Look at that face, though. I love the reaction at the end. Like,
What game is that? Was that game 4?
I think so. I think that
I was at that game. Okay.
Oh, were you really?
Are you in the background?
Yeah.
Can we play
Yeah,
together?
where
No, I'm way up in the rafters. I went to that game as a fan. I did not go as a media member, so you will not be able to see me.
I want to see
this is
Luka's
game
face
2. Game 2
at the end. I want to see Luka's face at the end, though. Sorry, because it's why I love Luka so much. Look at this. Look at him. Yeah,
No,
come on,
he's
guys.
the best. He's
like,
the best.
I know that was ridiculous, but of course I made it. Oh God.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was him making direct eye contact with Rick Carlisle and being like, he told me not to shoot it, but I did anyway because I'm better than you.
This is your last game. You and Harrell Bob are out the door.
I love the pack already.
I know. This is already W. We're gonna keep it moving. Oh, a Celtic? Oh yes, the Time Lord.
Time Lord.
Oh, dude, Time Lord's going to the moon this year because, as Brad Stevens said, we're really excited about what Al Horford's going to bring to the locker room for mentorship. Oh, God, I hate this team. I really do. I do like Robert Williams, though. I think Robert Williams is fun. But we just brought in Moses Brown. What are we doing?
You got a badge on that one. And Moses Brown, UCLA drink.
Yeah, I really like Moses Brown. I am excited about that. I just don't know what the hell they're going to do. That team is just a dumpster fire right now. They have I'm sorry, I can't do this. We can't go down this road. All right, here we go. A buck. Chris Middleton,
your favorite. Ooh, that's a nice one though. Look at who did he drop on that?
Torrey Craig. Championship winning. Torrey Craig. That is nice.
That's a rough one if you're Torrey Craig. Does he have an account? Should we gift it to him?
Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. You know,
is that a thing that people do? That's actually hilarious. Like gifting NBA players their low lights.
That was Greg's idea.
It was Greg, take it away.
Yes, I am good for something around here when it comes to NBA. This was my hot take.
That's way better than like adding a guy and being like, haha, you suck. Like that, like actually said that's hilarious. You paid money to disrespect him. Like that is.
Yeah. No, and this was around the time of what the Anthony Edwards like dunk of the year. But it was like when all these players are on Top Shot and when it's more of a mainstream thing, people are just going to send. I don't even know the name of the guy he dunked on, but people are just going to send that moment into that guy's account. Yeah. So it's trade rumors, it's respect for fellow teammates because you can throw these moments back and forth between accounts and there's public receipts. The possibilities for that kind of rumor content is endless. Absolutely endless. Permission to go back on mute.
Man, Harrison, thank you so much for doing this, man. We really appreciate it. It's always nice to have somebody that's smart to come on. So we really appreciate it. And I hope, listen, look at this, 16 moments already. You have a PJ Washington. And so I feel like we have to show you at least one more video here. So we'll give you a little PJ love.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
There it is. You've seen the PJ now. So you have a PJ in the account.
I was not ready for that.
No, I know it is. It's very confusing.
When do we give him Sawyer to say, hey, if you're not going, look, maybe we say Vegas Summer League, you can get a glimpse of what your life could be like.
Do we play it out? Do we play out the show with Sawyer?
I think we play it out so he can leave whenever he wants to.
You might get uncomfortable. Yeah.
But before you go, we
stop.
talked about the badges and what they mean on every Top Shot moment. And as guests come on the show, we have to give them their own badges, of course. What kind of hosts would we be if we didn't? So your badges tonight, and these are in no way affiliated with NBA Top Shot. It's your first time.
Disclosure. Solid.
Yeah, it's your first time. It's your top Team Hold debut, similar to the Top Shot debut. So we're gonna give you that THD Team Hold debut badge. I don't even remember. I did these so long ago. I don't remember what they are. So you're saying, your account is you've been gifted moments. You are so EV positive. You are probably $100 in, so you get that. The only person on Top Shot who's made money so far. What else we got? This is now an NFT and worth more than Andre Drummond's NFT.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're probably not far off. It's really sad.
We're going to mint this and you're going to make more money than he did. And last but certainly not least, you are now officially part of the Tinfoil Hat Tuesdays.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. I mean, honestly, that is the most fitting one. Although now I'm tempted to see if I can get Lakers fans to like make mine more valuable just out of spite than Andre Drummond's, just to dunk on him one more time before he leaves. Like, I think I should cash in on this. I should actually try and sell this thing.
I think you should, and I do think it would be worth more than Andre Drummond. So it's worth it.
I don't know. He was up to like $500. He could almost buy a PS5 with his $50,000 NFT. You know,
50,000. Also, the Kings fan Martin. Sorry, I wanted to share this. He said, "Let's go. We just got Tristan Thompson." Congrats, Martin. Harrison, before we get out of here, I know we've got we've shared your Twitter handle and your username on Top Shot. Where else can the people find your content?
Yeah, so I write about the Lakers for Silver Screen and Roll, which is SB Nation's Lakers community. So I've written like 10 articles in the last 24 hours on the Westbrook trade and a bunch of other stuff that's been going around the team. Mac McClung, although I didn't write a ton about him, just that he was signed. And then Silver Screen and Roll is, if you search that in any podcatching app, you can find our podcast. I'm on there usually once or twice a week. We have shows every day. So if you're a Lakers fan, definitely check us out. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just trying to make the best Lakers blog possible.
Definitely give him a follow on Twitter as well. Like, it's so much fun. There's a lot of information he shares, and he's an absolute great follow for Twitter. So
yeah, as a Celtics fan, I followed begrudgingly, but I'm still enjoying myself. So
well, I'm gonna have to send some more Celtics burns now. Although I had to stop doing that because people were like threatening my wife on Twitter over it. So like, God. I gotta, I had to chill with the Celtics slander. But just for you, I may bring it back and just like I'll explain to her that it was worth it.
I thought you were going to say you had to stop because it was turning into bullying. That it was just like you were beating a group of people while they were down. You were punching down, as we say.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a little bit of that, but they like to consider themselves like on the same historical level as the Lakers, even though it's not true. So I think, you gotta,
you see why I wanted him on the show, right, guys?
If they're going to talk spicy like that, then like, what am I supposed to do?
Listen, okay, hold on. I concede that the Lakers are dominant right now. Absolutely. But we are on the same historical level.
If the Lakers, like, if people are going to say like Mickey Mouse ring, then like, what is winning in a league when there's like 10 teams? Like,
you beat the teams in front of you, right? Isn't that what they say?
Prohibition ring, or like it was like back in that era.
Prohibition rings.
I like that one. Man. I like that one. They're also, Harrison, everyone's also saying that you got to join our Discord. So we have a really fun and active Discord. You probably got to pop in and chat with everybody in there. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll drop your info in there too, your Twitter account and stuff, so that folks that couldn't watch it live get a chance to check you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, man.
No, I apprate you guys having me on. This was a lot of fun.
So we'll see you Sunday at the games, right? We'll see you Sunday at the games next Sunday.
I will consider it.
All right.
All right, everybody. We hope you have a good weekend. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you all Monday. And as promised, a little bit of Sawyer to get us out of here.
We're sorry.